Hey, are you trying to buy some cheap MUT coins? Check out GoBuyMMO.com. They have the cheapest prices online. Seriously, go look and use code Ryan at checkout for 5% off. Yo, what is going on, you guys? This is Ryan back again with another video, but today we're not doing MUT. It's a slow MUT day, so we're going to go ahead and do the quarter of the year NFL award predictions. I'll do one for mid-season and then again late in the season for my final predictions on who I think will win. But we're going to go ahead and start this off right now. We're only going to do the main awards like Coach of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, Offense and Defensive Rookie of the Year. We're going to have MVP and all that nice stuff. So coming in right now, Coach of the Year. There's a lot of good candidates out there, but I have to go with Kansas City's head coach, Andy Reid. Now, Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs are having a great start to the season. They're currently 5-0. Giving up only 22 points a game, which ranks them number 17, and kind of a fluky 22 points a game because of the Texans game they played just this last week, where they gave up 34, but that game really wasn't close. Kansas City pretty much handled them throughout the entirety of the game. A couple of really late points scored by Deshaun Watson, but 32 points scored per game ranks them number 1 in the NFL. The Chiefs are firing on all cylinders right now, and they just have a lot of good talent on that team, and Alex Smith is playing out of his mind. Kareem Hunt, they have impressive wins over the Patriots, Eagles, really good game against the Chargers, Redskins, and then of course the Texans scoring 42 points against that defense. I definitely have Andy Reid pegged in as Coach of the Year, at least for the very first quarter of the season. But mind you, the Chiefs have started hot in the past and kind of fizzled out, so maybe we'll see them do that again, or maybe they'll break through that wall and continue it throughout the middle and later half of the season. We're not looking at a team that's going to go 16-0, at least not in my eyes, but maybe we'll see. Maybe they're going to be that team to do it, but time will definitely tell on that. Now, moving on to the Comeback Player of the Year. Usually this award is given out to players that came back from a crazy injury and had a really good season afterwards. We've seen guys like Jordy Nelson, for example, coming back from injury, winning the Comeback Player of the Year award. But right now, at least for the quarter of the season, I have Todd Gurley pegged in as the NFL Comeback Player of the Year. Now, why do I have Todd Gurley in there? Well, he already has half of the yardage, or just about half of the yardage he had from last season, only at 885 yards, 16 games played, 3.2 average, and only 6 touchdowns to go along with he had 43 receptions, 327 yards, and no touchdowns receiving in 2016. Now entering into 2017, 5 games into the year, already averaging 4.1 yards a carry with 405 total yards rushing, 4 touchdowns to go along with 22 receptions off of 29 targets, 241 receiving yards, and 3 additional touchdowns through the air. Definitely going to be Comeback Player of the Year if he keeps this pace up. He had a very, very disappointing sophomore slump in 2016, and he is definitely on pace right now to win this award. Hands down, Todd Gurley playing out of his mind. And I've been the biggest negative Nancy towards Todd Gurley. I've said last year that, I felt like Melvin Gordon was the better player of the two. They were kind of being like debated and whatnot. And, I was always team Melvin, but right now I might have to be team Todd Gurley. I'm sorry, Vic, but Todd Gurley is playing out of his mind, and I definitely have him as the NFL Comeback Player of the Year in 2017. All right, now let's start talking about the Defensive Rookie of the Year. I had a couple of guys in mind, but I think the most consistent of these guys is the one I'm going to choose. I was kind of deciding, maybe Tre'Davious White deserves it from Buffalo, but a DB winning Defensive Rookie of the Year is very, very hard, and I had to go with none other than J.J. Watt's brother, T.J. Watt. Now, T.J. Watt right now has been having a pretty decent season, already with 19 combined tackles, 3 sacks, 1 interception, and 3 pass deflections, as well as 3 stuffs on the year. If you guys don't know what a stuff is, basically if he stops a running back for negative yardage or at the line of scrimmage. So he's already playing very, very well in only 4 games played. He is currently dealing with a groin injury. I'm not sure if that's going to keep him out for an extended period of time, but as of right now, I do believe TJ Watt is the Defensive Rookie of the Year, and if he continues this pace, he will definitely be there at the end of the year in the discussion. And hopefully, me being in Pennsylvania, there's a lot of Steelers fans in my family. I hope he has a really good year, and I really hope that he wins this award, definitely for his brother, because J.J. Watt has been having a lot of issues with injuries, and he's currently out for the season again. Not sure about his future, but we do have T.J. Watt now to carry on his brother's legacy and be one of the better defensive players in the NFL. I'm rooting for you, TJ. I hope you do well. And now we're going to move on to the Offensive Rookie of the Year. And if you guys have been following the NFL at all throughout this first 5 weeks of the season, you would definitely know the reason Kansas City is currently 5-0, controlling the pace on the ground, and just very, very hard to stop that team on offense right now because of running back Kareem Hunt. He currently has 609 rushing yards throughout the first 5 weeks of the season, an average of 6.3 yards per carry. He has 4 touchdowns on the ground. He's only fumbled the ball 1 time. You definitely would like to see that number be 0, but only 1 fumble, and it was his first carry of his career and one of the only fumbles he's had in his lifetime being a running back playing professional football. Definitely insane, and I guess he took that fumble and said, you know what? I'm not doing this ever again. From now on, I'm going to make people remember who I am through the good that I do and not the bad. Definitely Kareem Hunt has been looking good. Looking at his receiving stats, not only does he have 609 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns, he also has 16 receptions and 2 additional touchdowns, which definitely puts him on pace for easily, maybe even MVP of the regular season if he keeps this up. He's currently on pace for just under 2,000 rushing yards. The last person to do that in the short list of, I think, about 7 people is going to be Adrian Peterson in 2012. And we all know how Adrian Peterson took that and ran away with it and became one of the best running backs in the NFL throughout his career. Currently now on the Cardinals. We'll see how he does with that. But Kareem Hunt is definitely off to the correct start in his NFL career, and let's hope he continues it because he's very, very exciting to watch, and definitely, in my personal opinion, easily the Offensive Rookie of the Year here in the first quarter of this season. All right, Defensive Player of the Year. Now, maybe a little bit of controversy here. I know a lot of people may disagree with this, especially Cowboys fans, but I have the Defensive Player of the Year currently in the first quarter of this season given to DeMarcus Lawrence of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, DeMarcus Lawrence currently is on pace for, I think, about 27 sacks, which is ridiculous. He currently does have 8.5 sacks here in the first 5 games of the season, 24 combined tackles, and he also does have 2 forced fumbles on the year with 2 stuffs. Definitely playing very, very well, but the Cowboys defense as a whole is not playing too well. That's why it may be a little bit controversial. I know a lot of Cowboys fans, my friends, my personal friends, saying how, you know, everybody on that defense should be fired, should be cut from the team, including DeMarcus Lawrence. So, I mean, I'm not sure why they're going in on him so much. With 8.5 sacks, that is crazy for the first 5 games of the season. He's averaging about, I think, almost 1.7 sacks a game, which, if you can get at least 2 sacks out of your defensive end throughout the course of the season, that's going to help out a little bit. He just needs the other guys on his team to make some plays, because DeMarcus Lawrence is definitely playing really, really well, and I definitely do have him as the first quarter of the season Defensive Player of the Year. And now moving on to the Offensive Player of the Year. This may be a little bit controversial as well, but I'm not sure why you would say that when this guy has been consistently amazing throughout almost the entirety of his career. Right now, currently, I have Tom Brady winning Offensive Player of the Year. Everything the New England Patriots are going through right now, where they're only 3-2, a lot of people projected them to go 16-0. You know, none of this has to do with Tom Brady. Tom Brady currently at 1,700 passing yards with 11 touchdowns and 1 interception. He's been sacked 16 times, so maybe, you know, that offensive line may be wanting to protect him a little bit more, and he may even have more stats than that and maybe win them a couple more games without all those sacks. But definitely Tom Brady has the New England Patriots in a good spot. They're still first place in the AFC East, and I see them running away with the division as time goes on throughout the season. Patriots always get stronger and stronger and stronger as the season progresses, and Tom Brady gets better and better and better, playing out of his mind, playing like he's a 25-year-old quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in the game, and I definitely have him pegged in as the Offensive Player of the Year here in the first quarter of the season, and I could definitely see him running away with that as, you know, the season progresses and everyone gets a little bit more healthy and he starts putting up them stats, as you already know he will. Tom Brady, Offensive Player of the Year 2017. Let's move on to the MVP. Now, this may come as a surprise to some people. Maybe some people already agree with this. I know a lot of people will agree with it, but some people may find it a bit surprising. And my current MVP for the first quarter of the season is going to be none other than Alex Smith of the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, again, we talked about it with Andy Reid. We talked about it with Kareem Hunt. The Chiefs currently 5-0, looking pretty good. And one of the main reasons, again, we have Kareem Hunt, Andy Reid being a great coach, and of course, the play of their quarterback, Alex Smith, currently at 1,400 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, and no interceptions. He's also going to tack on 100 yards rushing and an additional touchdown on the ground, 7 first downs on the run. And the most important stat of Alex Smith's first 5 games of the season, he is not turning the ball over. So a lot of people want to call Alex Smith a game manager, myself included. I personally do not like Alex Smith as much as, some other people do. But right now, he's proven me wrong. And as long as he keeps proving people wrong throughout the rest of the season, he could definitely win MVP. The quarterback is the most important position on a football team. And if the Kansas City Chiefs are going to continue to play this well, and Alex Smith doesn't have a lot of interceptions, and he's definitely managing and playing well, and not even just managing the game, but helping the Chiefs win football games, definitely, if the season were to end right now, Alex Smith would be your 2017 NFL MVP. There's no doubt in my mind about it. Let's see how he does until, maybe around the mid-season, we'll do this video again and see how he's doing. And then near the end of the year, we'll also do another one and check up on if he actually won it or not. So leave your guys' predictions down below. Give me your choices for the first quarter of the season award winners. I'll have a little thing pinned at the top of my comments, giving you guys a very easy thing to copy and paste and then input your own. And we'll see how we do come mid-season, see if a lot of those are still correct or not. And also, if you could take just 1 second out of your time to hit that like button, that thumbs up button on the video, it'll definitely help out my channel a lot, get a lot more viewers in here, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I will catch you guys later. Peace.